Hello everyone, and thank you again for joining SRyummyrrecipes. Just want to get started by saying today we're going to do a flourless pizza crust made out of cauliflower. And we want to wait just a few minutes before we get started so I can have some of the folks that I did let know that I was going to be getting started today. And, due to the coronavirus, we're all stuck in the house, trying to find things to do. And of course, mine happens to be cooking. And of course, since we have all this time on our hand being in the house all the time, I've been, I said, hey, I'm going to take a tackle at this hair. Can't go to the beauty shop, so hey, this is what it is. This is homemade. So I had to bring out some of my old school. I don't know when the last time I've done my hair. And those of you that know me know I'm not one to be jumping into the hair thing. But anyway, here we are today. So I just want to welcome everybody that decided to join in. And hey, Maria. Good to see you're on. Oh yes, thank you for sharing the live. Eventually I'm going to have my YouTube page up, so do check periodically to see this up. I'll try to put a broad, some kind of broad blast out there to let everybody know that my YouTube is up and going. I have a few things on there, but not as much as I would like. Again, I'm new at this, but I'm gonna master this because this is something, my passion, I guess I should say. So with that being said, with doing the cauliflower pizza crust, it's very, very simple. Doesn't have any flour at all. You'll be using 3 ingredients: 1 egg, 2 cups of cauliflower rice, which you can buy frozen, or you can do it yourself by buying a fresh cauliflower and shredding it like you would do your cheese or whatever on a grater, grate it. And you also need 1 cup of fresh Parmesan cheese. And with that, that's how you make it. It's very simple. It's not a whole bunch to it. I try to keep some of the recipes simple. This is a keto-friendly type pizza. It's something that you can do for lunch or dinner. I guess depending on what your toppings are, you could do it for breakfast too. If you're very creative, you could do that as well. Also, like I said, it's keto-friendly. For those of you that are watching a few calories here and there and trying to watch your carbs. So with that being said, I'm going to get started. First you're going to need a skillet, and what I do with my cauliflower is I kind of cook it a little bit just to get some of the water out of it. And you're going to do and I use a cauliflower that I bought from Grocery Outlet. And it's organic rice cauliflower. And it's pretty easy to find. So I'm going to use 2 cups. I'll put it in the skillet. You don't need any oil or anything like that because you're trying to dry, all you're doing is trying to dry all the moisture out of the cauliflower in order to have it a little dry when you put it together. And I'll just put the rest of this in here. And it doesn't really take that long to dry it out. And I wonder how everyone's been dealing with this coronavirus. Is everybody ready to get back out there, get into the swing of things, get our lives back? I'm not so ready for it because I'm not so sure that it's safe to be getting out there too soon. From what my research has been regarding it, but for that matter, I guess we'll see. I guess all you can do is mask up, gloves, keep your hands washed, do those type of things, because some of us still have to do things in our daily lives that don't allow us just to be in the house every day. So basically, you're just gonna kind of cook the moisture out of this cauliflower. And, you know, and I make these quite frequently because they're very good. Let's see who else is on here. Oh, that's Maria. Thanks, Maria. And you're just gonna kind of get the water out of it. So you don't want to overcook it, and if you're overcooking it, it'll start to turn brown. So that'll let you know that. So you just want to kind of keep it where you kind of getting the moisture out, and you have less moisture in the fresh cauliflower. So if you use fresh cauliflower and you want to grate it, break it down, grate it, and do it, then you probably don't have to do this step because the fresh one doesn't have as much water, but because this is frozen, it has a little more water in it than what you would normally have in fresh cauliflower. So, other than that, you know, lots of folks are doing crazy things, I guess because they're stuck in the house. I saw Holly Berry do a pillow challenge with nothing on but just a pillow. I'm like, I guess with her body you could do that, but I don't know, that's a bit much, you know. But to each his own. I'm sure there was a bunch of folks out there following her doing the pillow challenge with nothing on underneath those two pillows. So, you know, but I guess people occupy themselves however they, you know, need to occupy themselves, you know. I don't think I've gotten that desperate yet. Well, y'all gonna see me on Facebook Live doing a pillow challenge. I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, so yeah, this is a pretty simple recipe, as most of the ones that I've done are. Yeah, I'm looking because I hear my grandson about to come in with his pawpaw. And so just kind of getting the cauliflower ready. And just keep stirring that. And this is kind of a good something you could make quick after work too, you know. But I guess while we're stuck in the house and people are working from home, this will probably work pretty well, you know. Okay, so now that this is kind of pretty much dried out, I don't see any more water in it, so I'm going to cut this off. And of course it's going to have to cool a little bit. And I'm just going to put it into... Hey, who's that out there? Sounds like my little grandson is arriving. Okay, so once that's done, then we're going to let that kind of cool a little bit. See who else we have here. Hey, Walter. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you taking the time out. Who's that? Hey, Maria. Yeah. Hello there. Hi there. You want to say hi to all my Facebook friends? Say hi. Say hello. Say hello. Say I've been out, but I got my mask. Say, see, I have my little mask on. It's all wet, so he's been slobbing on it or doing something, huh? Look. Show him your mask. Wave. Say bye-bye. Say hi. See, he's saying hi. Look. You see yourself? There's the little one that everyone is asking for. Say, I got on my mask too, huh? Yeah. Yep. You see them? Yeah, them is people. Looking at your nana. Yep.
All right, back to cooking.
So yeah, I deal with that little fella pretty much every weekend. It's not a whole bunch to do outside of hanging out with him. Yeah, so now that this is done, we're just going to take an egg, one egg, and we're going to beat the egg a little bit. Like I say, all you'll be using with this recipe is 2 cups of cauliflower and 1 cup of Parmesan cheese and 1 egg. It's very, very simple. Hi, Malaysia. Is that Malaysia? Yeah, Peters. Hey, Malaysia in the house. Yeah, she just told me today that she made gravy from one of my recipes, so that was good. And she said she showed it to me, it turned out really well, looked really good. So that's always good to know. Let's see here. We need to, here we go. So we're just gonna beat the egg, and then we're gonna add it to the cauliflower. And we're going to take some Parmesan cheese, and the Parmesan cheese that I use is just Frigo Parmesan cheese, shredded, fresh. You know, I got it from Walmart, so it's not something that's very difficult to find. And you're going to add that, and then you're going to mix that all together. Pretty mixed. Of course, the family, they get to sample these things. Hey, Sandra, one of your items you wanted to learn to see how it's made. It's very easy, as you can see. It's not a lot of ingredients to it, but anyway, once you get it all together, then you're going to make sure the fire's off. Last time I was about to start a fire in here. Who's that? Oh, Miss Jackson says, hey. See, I don't know. I'm looking at this little bitty camera with these little bitty eyes. Hey, I'm here cooking something too. What are you cooking, Sandra? Whenever I hear Sandra cooking something, that's a big deal. Thank you, Maria, for telling folks to share this live if you're watching. This is very simple. You're just going to take your mixture and you're going to make it into a ball. This makes about 2 individual crusts. Probably need a little bit more. And you're just going to kind of put it into a ball, and you're just going to flatten it out into a pizza. And they're individual. I've never tried to make anything bigger than that, but I'm sure that you could. Probably should have let this cool just a little bit more, but I think we're okay. Hey, honey, what you doing? That's my other half. He's joining in, I guess, with the grandson, so he's not in the background making a lot of noise. So, and once you get it flattened out, it's into a pizza size. Then you're pretty much, that's it. I guess you could double the recipe and make more if you want. And then you can, I think when it's a little cooler, it's a little more easy to form. So anyway, this is what we're working with. And you're going to set your oven temperature for about 400. because you're gonna brown these before you decide to choose your toppings that you want to go on your pizzas. And you can do them as thin, but not too thin, because you still want them to be able to mold into the pizza and not break. So I'm gonna kind of do it like that. And then what we're gonna do with this is to make it a little bit bigger. We're just gonna add this to the middle and flatten it down so that this one will be a little bit bigger, since it's not as big as the other one. And I sprayed the parchment paper with some Pam, you know, and you want to flatten it. And then you're going to put it in the oven for about 30 minutes until the top is kind of brown. And once it's kind of brown, then hey Phyllis, haven't heard from you in a while. Okay, another Facebook friend that I used to work with that I see all the time on Facebook. Haven't actually seen her, but good to hear from you. Glad you're watching. Who's this? Claudia Martin. Hey Claudia, how are you? Thanks for watching. And this is a great pizza that you know, save a few calories on the hips because it doesn't have any flour in it. So after you get them, they look pretty much like this. And then you put them in the oven and slide them in the oven and let them cook for a few minutes. Actually gonna let them cook for about 30 minutes. And so now, once you've done with that, then you can choose whatever toppings you want to work with. Let's see here. We're going to bring some cheese, which is mozzarella. And I purchased this mozzarella cheese from the wonderful Walmart. This is a cheese, just a regular cheddar cheese, and this is a Mexican blend for pizza. And the toppings that I have chosen today for these, for the pizza I'm making today, it says, let's see. Oh, thank you, Maria. We're gonna add some mushrooms. This is turkey pepperoni. We're using some sun-dried tomatoes, which this is the brand I use. You can use any brand you choose to. We have some bell pepper. Some onions, green onions we're going to be using, and some bell peppers. But you can choose whatever toppings you want to use. You don't have to use these particular ones. And the tomato-based sauce that I'm going to be using is a Bertolli organic olive oil, basil, and garlic sauce that I purchased from Walmart also. And this is something that I'm going to use for the topping. But you could use, you know, any brand you choose. And I have a little bit of cilantro, and I have some tomatoes, and some fresh basil. And I have a little bit of chili peppers and some thyme that I will add to it. So, with that, we're gonna grab and show you what it should look like once it's pulled out of the oven. This is your pizza crust, which looks like a regular, you know, floured pizza crust. But here we have a regular flourless pizza crust. And we're going to treat it just like it's a regular pizza crust. And we're going to take some of the tomato sauce and we're going to brush it onto the pizza. And put that on there. And I always put a little bit of cheese on the bottom just to kind of lock it in. We're going to start with the mozzarella first. Do that like that. And then we're going to start with our toppings. I have mushrooms. These are sliced mushrooms. And then we're going to put on some turkey pepperonis. Okay. Pierre, I guess, is changing a diaper. But trying to potty train my grandson. Or we're trying to potty train him, I should say. Okay, so we have the pepperonis on there. We're going to put some sun-dried tomatoes. And I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. And I hope that you make sure that you watch, subscribe, share this video with other people. Because there will be some good things to come. Still in my early stages, but there will be some magnificent things to come. I'm going to add some orange bell peppers. And then we're going to put a little bit of cilantro. Just a little bit. And we're going to add a little bit of our tomato, heirloom tomatoes. Okay, so we have that now, and we're going to put a little bit of green onion. I like a very flavorful pizza. So, and that's that. And then we're going to add a little tiny bit of fresh basil. Just a little bit. You know, basil gives it that super duper kick. I'm going to add a little bit of thyme. And then we're going to add a little bit of chili peppers. Okay, now we're going to add our cheese to lock everything in so it doesn't, it all sticks together. And we're going to use some of our, see what we got on here now. Well, it's very easy if you have all the ingredients, Malaysia. It's not that hard. We're going to add just a little droppings of sauce to the top just to make sure that it's not too dry. You don't want it to be dry. Okay? And then we're going to put this little guy in the oven. And I already started one earlier. So we have one that's already made. Let's see. So basically, we get a pan. Put this in there. So we're just going to transfer our pre-made pizza to a pan. And then we're going to stick it in the oven. And I made one of these one day for one of my friends. I took it to him for lunch. I made him a cauliflower crust pizza, my friend Derek Tinsley. And I made him also a chicken crust that I do sometimes also. So that goes in the oven. And now to show you what the finished product looks like, we have one here. And this is what the finished product looks like. So let me just put it on a little more glamorous plate here so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so there we have a pizza that is made without any flour at all. And it's very simple. It's not a very hard recipe. It's very yummy, of course, my saying. It's very yummy. And this is what we have. I would take a bite of this, but unfortunately, I don't eat meat, so therefore, I won't be taking a bite unless Pierre decides he's going to come in here and take a chunk out of it, which he's usually my taster for my meat, meat things. But it cuts just like a regular pizza. Pierre! And as you can see, when you cut it, it cuts just like a regular pizza. I do make the same pizza with a chicken crust, and I also make a crab crust, cauliflower crust. And actually, no, it's no cauliflower, it just has crab, the Parmesan, and the egg, and then that makes the crust.
Somebody call for a taster?
Oh, yes. Yes, there's my taster. Pierre pops up. I always have a taster somewhere around.
Is this mine?
Yes, this is yours. This is a little tiny little pizza. So,
ooh,
hot.
that's delicious.
Huh?
You want some, don't you, babe?
You see those
You see
people?
the camera?
That's right.
That's right.
Yes. So, but I do make one that I can eat because I only eat seafood, and I usually put shrimp and scallops on it. I saute them, and then I use the same vegetables and add the shrimp and the scallops onto it. Let's see. Will David eat some of the pizza?
It's hot.
It's hot. Can I cut him a little small piece?
This pizza. It's gonna be hot.
I don't know.
Is it too hot for you?
I don't know. We'll see.
Blow on it. Want some pizza?
Want some pizza?
Hot.
He says it's hot. Blow? Blow?
Yeah, not shy.
He know it's hot. He trying to act
Alright,
shy, I
eat it.
guess.
Alright, it's good.
Hot. He said, mmm.
Want some more, huh?
Look, he looking for some more. That's my grandson. He is so funny.
You want some more,
Yeah,
huh?
so he said, I'm looking for some more. You can take your mask off, sweetie.
Okay. Alright.
Get another kiss. Another kiss. You're probably looking for some more pizza. But anyway, so with that being said, that's as simple as that cauliflower pizza gets. Doesn't get any easier than that. Anybody can make it. So all you have to do is just, it'll be posted on Facebook. The recipe will follow. It will be posted to Instagram as well. And I will be loading it to my YouTube page, which is SRyummyrrecipes as well. I always thank everybody for watching. This is new for me, but I'm sticking to it and I'm doing it. I'm very proud of myself for doing this. I guess I couldn't have picked the perfect time during this coronavirus stuff that's going on. But beside that, you know, I feel really good about doing it. It's things I like to do. And, I just want everyone to continue to follow me. And do check periodically. I will be putting a blast out when I get my YouTube up fully running. But I'm still trying to learn this editing process, which I will get through. And I've worked on that this weekend, and I've gotten further than I've gotten so far. But feel good about it. So I'm all great. Back for some more. Hey, David. Thank you for joining us. Again, this was the final pizza that was made out of the cauliflower crust. I, again, comment on, what you'd like for me to bring live. It can be healthy, it can be keto, it can be soul food. I have a variety of different things that I do make. With that being said, again, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys for following me. Please make sure that you do follow me. Even if you go to my YouTube page and it's not a whole bunch of, please subscribe and follow. And eventually there'll be a whole bunch of stuff up there for everybody to look at. So, no, California pizza crust. Let me correct that. California pizza crust. It does have some form of flour in it. So just so that you know. Hey Sharon, what's going on, Cookie? I hope you're doing and feeling better. Heard you was a little under the weather, but I hope you're feeling better now. But anyway, California Pizza Kitchen does cook cauliflower pizza crust, but it does have flour in it. So it's not completely flourless like Sherry's Yummy Recipe is, but it's all good. Okay, so I guess you're feeling a little bit better. That's great. Yeah, so, but anyway, but I guess if you're out and about, that's about as close as you're going to get. I mean, they do have, you just have to check your ingredients when you're out and about if you're trying to follow the keto or do low carbs, to make sure that, you're getting a fully flourless pizza. Even some of the cheeses we use, believe it or not, has flour in it to keep them from sticking. So, learned that from my girl Maria. But anyway, with that being said, thank you all. Didn't want to make this too long. Try to make my videos short, sweet, right to the point, so that you get the logistics of the recipe that I'm putting together. And that way it doesn't take forever for us to get through the video. But anyway, appreciate you all. Kendrick, I wonder if this is the Kendrick that I know from the neighborhood. I'm not sure. But I only know one Kendrick, so it has to be you. But anyway, again, thank you guys for all watching today on your Sunday afternoon. It is Sunday, right? These days have been going by so crazy. You think Saturday is Sunday and Sunday is Monday. So I think today is Sunday though. But I appreciate you guys all watching. Again, make sure if you go to my YouTube page, you subscribe and follow, because I can't go live on there until I have enough followers and enough videos and views out there. So with that being said, I want to say goodbye. Everybody stay home, be safe, and until my next recipe comes out, see you then. Thank you for watching. Okay, this is the part I have a little problem with, is turning it off.